Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec back with another video for you guys. Today's video, we are continuing on with the Cybersecurity 101 learning path. This is the command line module. This is the Windows PowerShell room. Discover the power in PowerShell and learn the basics. Now, hopefully you're all having an awesome day today and ready to learn something. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Task 1, Introduction. Ahoy there. If you're here, you've either heard whispers of the marvels of PowerShell and want to discover more, or you've sailed over the first room of the command line module, Windows command line. Either way, you're about to embark on a journey to discover the marvels of this powerful shell, learning how to use it to uncover the secrets of any Windows system. Avast, then on board. Learning objectives. This is the second room in the command line module. It is an introductory room to PowerShell, the second only historically command line utility built from the Windows operating system. Learn what PowerShell is and its capabilities, understand the basic structure of PowerShell's language, learn and run some basic PowerShell commands, understand PowerShell's many applications in the cybersecurity industry. Room prerequisites. Before approaching this room, it's recommended that you have understood the concepts in the Windows and AD fundamentals module and the Windows command line room. Okay, raise the anchor, hoist the sails. It's time to set sail. Task 2, what is PowerShell? From the official Microsoft page, PowerShell is a cross-platform task automation solution made up of a command line shell, a scripting language, and a configuration management framework. PowerShell is a powerful tool from Microsoft designed for task automation and configuration management. It combines a command line interface and a scripting language built on the .NET framework. Unlike older text-based command line tools, PowerShell is an object-oriented, which means it can handle complex data types and interact with system components more effectively. Initially exclusive to Windows, PowerShell has lately expanded to support Mac OS and Linux, making it a versatile option for IT professionals across different operating systems. A brief history of PowerShell. PowerShell was developed to overcome the limitations of existing command line tools and scripting environments in Windows in the early 2000s, as Windows was increasingly used in complex enterprise environments. Traditional tools like command.exe or cmd.exe and batch files fell short in automating and managing these systems. Microsoft needed a tool that could handle more sophisticated administrative tasks and interact with Windows modern APIs. Jeffrey Snover, a Microsoft engineer, realized that Windows and Unix handled system operations differently. Windows used structured data in APIs, while Unix treated everything as text files. This difference made porting Unix tools to Windows impractical. Snover's solution was to develop an object-oriented approach, combining scripting simplicity with the power of .NET Framework. Released in 2006, PowerShell allowed administrators to automate tasks and more effectively by manipulating objects, offering deeper integration with Windows systems. As IT environments evolve to include various operating systems, the need for a versatile automation tool grew. In 2016, Microsoft responded by releasing PowerShell Core, an open source and cross-platform version that runs on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. The power in PowerShell. To fully grasp the power of PowerShell, we first need to understand what an object is in this context. In programming, an object represents an item that with properties, characteristics, and methods, actions. For example, a car object might have properties like color, model, and fuel level, and methods like drive, honk horn, and refuel. Similarly, in PowerShell, objects are fundamental units that encapsulate data and functionality, making it easier to manage and manipulate information. An object in PowerShell can contain file names, usernames, or sizes as data properties, and carry functions, methods, such as copying a file or stopping a process. The traditional command shell's basic commands are text-based, meaning they process and output data as plain text. Instead, when a commandlet, pronounced commandlet, is run in PowerShell, it returns objects that retain their properties and methods. This allows for more powerful and flexible data manipulation since these objects do not require additional parsing of the text. We will explore more about PowerShell's commandlets and their capabilities in the upcoming sections. What do we call the advanced approach used to develop PowerShell? And let's see, what was that called? Let's see. Yeah, object-oriented approach. So that should be the answer. So let's find out. Awesome. Task number 3 is PowerShell basics. Okay, I've already started up the machine here. Before continuing on our PowerShell journey, let's connect to our lab environment. Press the Start Machine button, which I've already done. Then attack box, already done. Split screen, as you can see here, and it says you can follow the steps below to connect to the target via SSH using the Remina client. Click Applications, Internet number 2, then Remina. Group window will appear, prompting you for password attack box key ring. Click Cancel to ignore. So let's go ahead and do that with Remina. And this is Internet, Remina, there we go. Password, all right, it says hit cancel, and we want to, it says SSH into it. I don't know why we can't just do it through the regular terminal there, but let's try it this way. 10.10.53.219, okay? And then the username is going to be Captain, all right? And the password is Jolly Roger with the pound sign at the end. Okay, did I mistype it? I'm just going to copy and paste it then. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's try this again. Okay. Launching PowerShell. PowerShell can be launched in several ways depending on your needs and environment. If you are working on a Windows system from the GUI, these are some of the possible ways to launch it. Start menu, type PowerShell in Windows. Start menu search bar, then click Windows, PowerShell, or PowerShell from the results. Run dialog. Press Win plus R to open the Run dialog. Type PowerShell, hit Enter. File Explorer. Navigate to any folder, then type PowerShell in the address bar and press Enter. This opens PowerShell in that specific directory. Task Manager, open the Task Manager, go to File, Run, New Task, type PowerShell, and press Enter. Alternatively, PowerShell can be launched from a command prompt, cmd.exe, by typing PowerShell and pressing Enter. That's the way I do it typically, or I'll just have an icon saved for PowerShell. In our case, where we only have access to target VM's command prompt, this method is what we'll use. So let's go ahead and do that. Type in PowerShell, and it should flip over to PowerShell, like this image here. It's like it's lagging a little bit. After PowerShell is launched, we're presented with a PS, which stands for PowerShell prompt in the current working directory. Basic syntax, verb, noun. As previously mentioned, PowerShell commands are known as commandlets, commandlets. They are much more powerful than the traditional Windows commands and allow for more advanced data manipulation. Commandlets follow a consistent verb-noun naming convention. This structure makes it easy to understand what each commandlet does. The verb describes the action, and the noun specifies the object on which action is performed. For example, you got get content, retrieves gets the content of a file and displays it in the console. Set location, it changes or sets the current working directory. Right, set location. Basic commandlets. To list all available commandlets, functions, aliases, and scripts that can be executed in the current PowerShell session, we can use the get command. It's an essential tool for discovering what commands we can use. So if you go ahead and just clear this out, and then we type in get command, should list all that stuff out. So we should have a similar output as this screenshot here. There we go. For each command info object retrieved by the commandlet, some essential information and properties is displayed on the console. It's possible to filter the list of commands based on display properties values. For example, if we want to display only the available commands or type function, we can use dash command type and then in double quotes function as shown below. So let's go ahead and follow along here. All right, and I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. You can see what they're talking about here. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and clear all this out and then paste. Okay, now it's listing all that stuff out for function. So I'm gonna scroll back up a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and clear this out. See if I can make this more. Let's see. There's more work on here. Let's find out. Ah, all right. Now that's more readable. Okay. We will learn more efficient ways to filter output from commandlets in the upcoming task. Another essential commandlet to keep in our tool belt is get help. It provides detailed information about commandlets, including usage, parameters, and examples. It's the go-to commandlet for learning how to use PowerShell commands. So they did get help on get date to find out some information about that. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Okay. And let's see here if I can just quit out of this. There we go. So CLS, paste this over. Now we should have a similar output as this here. Yep, and we do. So we got the name, synopsis, syntax on how to use it, description here, links, etc., remarks. As shown in the results above, get help informs us that we can retrieve other useful information about a commandlet by appending some options to the basic syntax. For example, by appending the dash examples to the command displayed above, we will be shown a list of common ways or in which the chosen commandlet can be used. To make the transition easier for IT professionals, PowerShell includes aliases, which are shortcuts or alternative names for commandlets. For many traditional Windows commands, indispensable for users already familiar with other command line tools, get alias lists all aliases available. For example, dir is an alias for get child item, and cd is an alias for set location. All right, so let's go ahead and clear all this out and do the get alias. Okay, paste this over. There we go. There's all the aliases here. Tells you what they do. All right. And let's see here. All right. So it says where to find and download commandlets. Another powerful feature of PowerShell is the possibility of extending its functionality by downloading additional commandlets from online repositories. Please note that the commandlets listed in the section require a working internet connection to query online repositories. The attached VM or machine doesn't have access to the internet, therefore these commands won't work in this environment. Okay. To search for modules, collections, or commandlets in online repositories like PowerShell Gallery, we can use the find module. Sometimes, if we don't know the exact name of the module, it can be useful to search for modules with a similar name. We can achieve this by filtering the name property and adding a wildcard, which is the star, to the module's partial name using the following standard PowerShell syntax: command dash properties, and then in double quotes pattern and star at the end of that. So you can try this out on your own machine since this one doesn't have internet connection. But this is what it should pull up, something like this, right? So they're using find module name, then PowerShell, all right? And it's giving some information about that. Once identified, the modules can be downloaded and installed from the repository. Install dash module, making new commandlets contained in the module available for use. So you can do install dash module dash name, the name of the particular module there. And it says untrusted repository you're installing, yada yada yada. So make sure to read through everything here. All right, anytime you try to install something on your machine, right? With these essential tools in our belt, we can now start exploring PowerShell's capabilities. Okay, how would we retrieve a list of commands that start with the verb remove? For the sake of this question, avoid the use of quotes in your answer. All right, so if we need to get a list of commands, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. And it says that we can use the get dash command dash name remove and then that star at the end, right? As we saw back up here. If we scroll up a little bit, you can use the get command here, okay? Dash name, and then if we scroll back down here, remember it said we can use that star just to find things that are related to that particular item we're looking for here, right? So the star is the wild card. The next one is talking about what commandlet has its traditional counterpart, echo, as an alias. Well, we can do that with the alias, right? Get alias, and it will tell you all the aliases, right? So if you go through and look in here for echo, So echo is write output, so that's going to answer that one. Then what is the command to retrieve some example usage for the commandlet new dash local user? All right, that's going to be the get help new local user and then examples. So I'll scroll down here. Okay, right. Remember that you can use get help to find out more information about a um, specific. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up a little bit. We were talking about that here. There we go. Right there. It says it provides detailed information about commandlets, including usage parameters and examples. So you can use get help to figure out some more information about the particular commandlet. Okay. And let's see here. Let's go to task number 4, navigating the file system and working with files. So let's see what they have here. PowerShell provides a range of commandlets for navigating the file system and managing files, many of which have counterparts in the traditional Windows CLI, which is command line interface. Similar to the dir command and command prompt or ls in the Unix-like systems, get dash child item lists the files and directories in a location specified with the dash path parameter. It can be used to explore directories and view their commandlets or contents. If no path is specified, the commandlet will display the content of the current working directory. All right, so let's go ahead and try that out. CLS, clear all the stuff out, and get child item here. Okay, so it's going to tell us everything that's in here. Right now, I still do the Linux thing, so you can do ls here, and it'll do the same thing here. Right, so there you go. So you can use either of these. And let's see here. To navigate to a different directory, we can use the set location commandlet. It changes the current directory, bringing us to the specified path. I can do cd command and command prompt. So go ahead and hit this out. I like to just do cd because it's a shorter thing to type in there. But let's go ahead and follow along here. So location, and we're going to go to the documents folder or directory. Paste. There we go. So now we're in the documents. While the traditional Windows CLI uses separate commands to create and manage different items like directories and files, PowerShell simplifies this process by providing a single set of commandlets to handle the creation and management of both files and directories. To create an item in PowerShell, we can use the new item uh, commandlet. We will need to specify the path of the item and its type, whether it is a file or a directory. So we're going to copy and paste. All right, so new item. Right, so we're creating something new, and the path here using dash path is going to this captain dash cabin dash, or sorry, captain dash wardrobe. So it's going into this directory. Item type is going to be a directory. So we're creating a new directory, it looks like. So let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, there we go. Now we have that new directory here. And here's another one here. We're creating a file this time from what it looks like here. All right, the file is going to be this captain dash boots.txt. So let's go ahead and paste that in there. All right, awesome. Similarly, the remove dash item command that removes both directories and files, whereas the Windows CLI, we have separate commands like remove or rm, dir, and del. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that here. That makes things simpler, right? So let's go ahead and clear this out, and we can do I'm just gonna do ls here. So let's go ahead and start deleting stuff like so. All right, so there's the file there. Clear this out, copy and paste, and it says does not exist. Okay, let's try this again, except we're going to just, since we're already in here, we are just going to delete the rest of the stuff in here. All right, that's why, because I had that, the dot forward slash there, because it's acting like it's the root directory or whatever, so that's probably why it gave me an error, but let's go and do it this way. Now, there we go. So now it's gone, so if we do an ls on there, and it's gone. So clear all this out. It says, we're going to do the same thing here with this. So I'm just going to navigate back to where we were originally, which was the documents folder. So I'm going to cd dot dot, cd dot dot. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to remove item like so. Now it should be gone. You can do ls on a particular directory to list everything out in there as well. As you can see, I did it on the captain dash cabin directory. Okay, and let's go ahead and continue on. That could possibly save you some time. we're going to get into we can copy or move files and directories alike using respectively copy dash item equivalent to copy and move dash item equivalent to move. So let's go ahead and copy and paste here, like to have it. Okay, so that's one, and then we do the same thing here. Or we're going to use the get child item, right? So they're basically doing the same thing as I just did. So let's do is call this stuff out. There we go. Then we got it right there. And let's see here. Finally, to read and display the contents of a file, we can use the get content commandlet, which works similarly to type command and command prompt or cat in Unix-like systems. So let's go ahead and copy and paste to see what's inside of this file here. And that's right, because we're not in the correct directory. So let's fix that real quick with let's do this ls, and then we'll need to do the captain's cabin. So we need to do this, and then captain dash cabin. There we go. Don't touch my hat. What commandlet can be used instead of the traditional Windows command type? Remember, that's the get content, right? So you want to view the contents of that particular file. So go ahead and copy and paste this over. What PowerShell command would you use to display the content of the C users directory? For the sake of this question, avoid the use of quotes in your answer. Okay, so we want to see the contents of this, so we're going to use the get content, right? And then C users directory. Okay, so this should be not get content, but it should be the, let's see, yeah, get child item right here. So this should be it here. I believe this is what they're looking for. And gonna get rid of these quotes and then fix this here. That's gonna be C users. There we go. How many items are displayed on the command described in the previous question? What they're looking for here is these items here that's listed off. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that should be the answer for that one. There we go. Task 5, piping, filtering, and sorting data. Sounds like some good stuff here we're going to get into, and let's see what they say. Piping is a technique used in command line environments that allows the output of one command to be used as the input for another. This creates a sequence of operations where the data flows from one command to the next, represented by the pipe symbol. Piping is widely used in the Windows CLI, as introduced earlier in this module, as well as in Unix-like or Unix-based shells. And PowerShell piping is even more powerful because it passes objects rather than just text. These objects carry not only the data, but also the properties and methods that describe interact with the data. For example, if you want to get a list of files in a directory and then sort them by size, you could use the following command in PowerShell. All right, get child items is piping that into sort object and length. So let's go ahead and copy and paste and see what comes back here. All right, so they are in the captain directory. All right, so let's cd into that. Okay, cls and then paste. There we go. Here, get child item retrieves the files as objects, and the pipe sends those file objects to sort object, which then sorts them by their length, size, property. This object-based approach allows for more detailed and flexible command sequences. In the example above, we have leveraged the sort-object commandlet to sort objects based on specified properties. Beyond sorting, PowerShell provides a set of commandlets that, when combined with piping, allow for advanced data manipulation and analysis to filter objects based on specific conditions, returning only those that meet the criteria. We can use the where-object commandlet. For instance, to list only .txt files in directory, we can use the following here. Okay, you got get child item, piping that into where dash object, and then dash property. inside double quotes here, extension, and then dash eq equals equals, and then inside double quotes here, the dot txt, so it ends in with dot txt. So clear all this out and paste all this in here. Here we go. Now we have all the files with the dot .txt extension. Here, where dash object filters the files by their extension property, ensuring that only files with the extension equal to, which is the dash eq to dot .txt are listed. The operator dash eq example equal to is part of a set of comparison operators that are shared with other scripting languages. Examples are Bash, Python. To show the potentiality of the PowerShell's filtering, we have selected some of the most useful operators from that list. You got dash -ne, which is not equal, dash -gt greater than, dash -ge greater than or equal to, dash -lt less than, dash -le less than or equal to. All right, make sure to read through this all the way if you're unfamiliar with those. Below, another example shows that objects can also be filtered by selecting properties that match, which is dash like a specific pattern. Okay, so get child item, pipe that into where dash object dash property name is like ship, and then star. So let's go ahead and try that here. Clear all this out. Okay, there we go. Says the next filtering commandlet, select dash object is used to select specific properties from the objects or limit the number of objects returned. It's useful for refining the output to show only the details one needs. Okay, here we go. So this can help clean up a bunch of noise when you're looking for something in particular. All right, so let's see here. The commandlets pipeline can be extended by adding more commands, as the feature is limited to just piping between two commandlets. As an exercise, try and build a pipeline of commandlets to sort and filter the output with the goal of displaying the largest file in the C users captain documents captain or dash cabin directory. Okay, so go ahead and try that out, and then come back to the video, and we will continue on. This is what I have. All right, here's the solution right here. Get child item, piping that to sort object length, dash descending, and then piping that into select object, then dash first one, and that's going to be the ship dash flag.txt. Okay, now this is what I did. Okay, first off, I tried to do it without the descending, as you can see here, and then I pretty much just used Google. Like, okay, how do you um, what did I search on? Yeah, PowerShell select the first file that is the largest file, right? And it gave me this code here. So good old Google. If you don't know anything, make sure to Google that stuff or even use the AI to help you out, right? And that's exactly what I did. And I got the correct answer. All right. So there you go. The last in the set of filtering commandlets is select dash string. This commandlet searches for text patterns within files similar to grep and Unix-based systems. So remember that. Take notes of that because you'll probably be using this a lot. Or the find string in Windows command prompt. It's commonly used for finding specific content within log files or documents. And here's an example they're given here. So I'm going to copy and paste like so. Let's go ahead and clear all this out. Paste. Okay, there we go. Don't touch my app. And let's see, the select dash string commandlet fully supports the use of regular expressions, regex. This advanced feature allows for complex pattern matching within files, making it a powerful tool for searching and analyzing text data. And I've used this in the real world several times with regex, okay? Like I was looking for, let's just say, payment card information or payment card details in files. So I'd use PowerShell with the select string and then some regex to try to figure out some particular patterns that would match different payment cards out there. How would you retrieve the items in the current directory with the size greater than 100? For the sake of this question, avoid the use of quotes in your answer. Okay, so go ahead and try that out and see if you can figure it out. If not, go ahead and come back to the video and we will work through it. All right, now let's take a look at this answer here. You got the get child item, okay, to list everything out in that particular directory. You're piping that into where object, okay, and then here where it says property, it's hard to see, but the property we're going to search off of is going to be length, okay, because it's asking what size greater than 100, okay, and then you're going to use the dash GT for greater than and then 100, right, and it's going to pull up as shown here. So pulled up every file that's greater than 100 in length. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at task number 6, system and network information, and let's see what they have for us here. PowerShell was created to address a growing need for a powerful automation and management tool to help system administrators and IT professionals. As such, it offers a range of commandlets that allow the retrieval of detailed information about system configuration and network settings. The get-computer info commandlet retrieves comprehensive system information, including operating system information, hardware specifications, BIOS details, and more. It provides a snapshot of the entire system configuration in a single command. Its traditional counterpart is system info, which retrieves only a small set of the same details. So let's go ahead and type this in, or just copy and paste this over. Okay, I recommend typing this in if you're unfamiliar with PowerShell. Okay, so it's going to pull all this information for us, and we can see that here. Okay, all kinds of stuff about this particular machine. So very useful. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear this out. If it lets me type in here, there we go. Essential for managing user accounts and understanding the machine's security configuration, get dash local user lists all the local user accounts on the system. The default output displays for each user, username, account status, and description. So this can be very useful for enumeration, right? See what users are on the box. There we go. Awesome. And similar to the traditional ipconfig command, the following two commandlets can be used to retrieve detailed information about the system network configuration. Get dash net IP configuration. Okay, provides detailed information about the network interfaces on the system, including IP addresses, DNS servers, and gateway configuration. So go ahead and clear this out and paste this over. And we should get a similar output as this. In case we need specific details about the IP addresses assigned to the network interfaces, the get-net IP address command will show details for all IP addresses configured on the system, including those that are not currently active. All right, so let's go ahead and try this one out as well. Okay, there we go. So you can see the difference here. All right, I still prefer using ipconfig / all. I mean, that's just me. But let's continue on. These commandlets give IT professionals the ability to quickly access crucial system and network information directly from the command line, making it easier to monitor and manage both local and remote machines. Awesome. Other than your current user and the default administrator account, what other user is enabled on the target machine? So let's go clear this out. Remember, we could do that with the get to local user. Oh, wrong one. So let me cancel that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, get local user. The other one that's named, but this is going to be it here. It's like pirate. Um, it says that this lad has hidden his account among the others with no regard for our beloved captain. What is the motto he has so bluntly put on as his account description? And this is a merry life and a short one. So that should be our answer here. Okay. Now a small challenge to put it all together. This shady lad that we just found hidden among the local users has his own folder in C users directory. Can you navigate the file system and find the hidden treasure inside the pirate's home? All right, so go ahead and try that yourself and then come back to the video to continue on. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here, and we can do the get child item. Okay. And let's do this here. Trying to put these in quotes. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's in there. All right. So we're building this out, and we need to get into the pirate one. So pirate. Remember, you can continue to try to enumerate stuff in there. So probably this hidden treasure chest one. All right. So let's try type that one out. Okay, and let's see what's in there. There we go. So we need to get that big treasure chest. There we go. And we need to pipe this, right? So we're going to pipe that into it was get content. So let's try that here. Get content. There we go. Awesome. See how we just piped all that stuff we just learned here? And plug that bad boy in there. Task number 7, real-time system analysis. And let's see what they have for us here. To gather more advanced system information, especially concerning dynamic aspects like running processes, services, and active network connections, we can leverage a set of commandlets that go beyond static machine details. Get dash process provides a detailed view of all currently running processes, including CPU and memory usage, making a powerful tool for monitoring and troubleshooting. All right, so let's go ahead and try this out and see what we can see on this machine here. Okay, copy and paste like so. There we go, all kinds of stuff in here. So if I scroll up a little bit, you got the handles, MPK, and you can see the rest here, CPU, et cetera, process name. All right. Similarly, the get service allows the retrieval of information about the status of services on the machine, such as which services are running, stopped, or paused. It is used extensively in troubleshooting by system administrators, but also by forensics analysts, hunting for anomalous services installed on the machine. So let's go ahead and try that one out as well. So clear this out and paste this over. Okay, I've used all these before, by the way, in the real world, and you will probably do the same. And you can see everything here, right? You got status, name, display name. Okay. To monitor active network connections, the get net TCP connection displays current TCP connections, giving insights into both local and remote endpoints. This commandlet is particularly handy during an incident response or malware analysis task, as it can uncover hidden backdoors or establish connections towards an attacker-controlled server. So we'll go ahead and clear this out, and let's go ahead and list these out like so. And we got local address, local port, and remote address. So if you do this, you can look for something suspicious inside of here. Additionally, we are going to mention the get file hash, which I've used many times, as a useful commandlet for generating file hashes, which is particularly valuable in incident response, threat hunting, and malware analysis, as it helps verify the integrity and detection potential or detect potential tampering. Okay, so we're gonna copy and paste this out. So now I've used this on suspicious files before. Get that hash right, and then plug that into VirusTotal. See if anyone else has plugged that into VirusTotal before. See if I can gather any more information. So you might have to use this at some point in time in your career. And it says these commandlets collectively provide a comprehensive set of tools for real world or real time system monitoring and analysis, proving especially useful to incident responders and threat hunters. Oh, awesome. In the previous task, you found a marvelous treasure carefully hidden in the target machine. What is the hash of the file that contains it? All right, so if we scroll or up arrow, okay, remember it's those treasure chests, and I forgot the name already, big treasure. So if we do um, this here, okay, we're gonna pipe that into the get, if I can spell it correctly, get file hash, okay, and that should be it here, and it's cut off. I wonder if we need the whole thing here. Let's find out. Okay, awesome. What property retrieved by default get net TCP connection contains information about the process that has started the connection. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this in again and see here. And process that started the connection. All right, now it looks like it's going to be owning process for this answer. Okay, I couldn't see it on the split screen, but if you go to full screen, you can see it. All right, so take note of that. And let's continue on here, clear everything out. It's time for another small challenge. Some vital service has been installed on the pirate ship to guarantee that the captain can always navigate safely, but something isn't working as expected, and the captain wonders why. Investigating, they found out the truth. At last, the service has been tampered with. The shady lad from before has modified the service display name to reflect this very own, or his very own motto, the same that he put in the user description. With this information and the PowerShell knowledge you have built so far, can you find the service name? So go ahead and try to figure that out, and then come back to the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out. So if we do the get local user, we can see the description here. Okay, and then also remember we had the get service. to list out services. All right, and this should be the description, like so. Or sorry, the display name. Okay, so we can combine that to find this answer. So let's go ahead and try to do that. All right, now this is what I did. There's several different ways you can get this answer. But anyway, so get service, pipe that into where dash object, and then looking for display name is like, and then inside double quotes, a merry life, and I have the star at the end there. Okay, and that information pulled up this process here. Okay, and that should be the answer that we are looking for. Remember, if you are lost or need some assistance, Google is your friend, okay? AI can be of assistance as well. This is all I did. PowerShell get dash servers where display name contains. So there you go. And let's continue on to task number 8. We're going to talk about scripting. And let's see what they say here. Scripting is the process of writing and executing a series of commands contained in a text file known as a script to automate tasks that one would generally perform manually in a shell like PowerShell. Simply speaking, scripting is like giving a computer a to-do list where each line in the script is a task that the computer will carry out automatically. This saves time, reduces the chances of errors, and allows to perform tasks that are too complex or tedious to do manually. As you learn more about shells and scripting, you'll discover that scripts can be powerful tools for managing systems, processing data, and much more. Learning scripting with PowerShell goes beyond the scope of this room. Nonetheless, we must understand that its power makes it a crucial skill across all cybersecurity roles for Blue Team. Professionals such as incident responders, malware analysis or analysts, and threat hunters, PowerShell scripts can automate many different tasks, including log analysis, detecting anomalies, and extracting indicators of compromises, also known as IOCs. These scripts can also be used to reverse engineer malicious code known as malware, or automate the scanning of systems for signs of intrusion. For the red team, including penetration testers and ethical hackers, PowerShell scripts can automate tasks like system enumeration, executing remote commands, and crafting obfuscated scripts to bypass defenses. Its deep integration with all types of systems makes it a powerful tool for simulating attacks and testing systems resilience against real-world threats. Staying in the context of cybersecurity, system administrators benefit from PowerShell scripting for automating integrity checks, managing system configurations, and securing networks, especially in a remote or large-scale environments. Scripts can be designed to enforce security policies, monitor systems health, and respond automatically to security incidents, thus enhancing the overall security posture. Whether used defensively or offensively, PowerShell scripting is an essential capability in the cybersecurity toolkit. Before concluding this task about scripting, we can't go without mentioning the invoke-command commandlet. It says invoke-command is essential for executing commands on remote systems, making it fundamental for system administrators, security engineers, and penetration testers. Invoke-command enables efficient remote management and combining it with scripting, automation of tasks across multiple machines. It can also be used to execute payloads or commands on the target systems during an engagement by penetration testers or attackers alike. Let us discover some example usage for this powerful commandlet by consulting the Get Help examples page. So if we go ahead and copy and paste this like so, clear this out. All right, and you can find out some more information here about that particular commandlet. And it looks like a lot of information. Okay. The first two examples provided by the Get Help examples page and reported above are enough to grasp the simplicity and power of the commandlet. The first example shows how the commandlet can be very easily combined with any custom script to automate tasks on remote computers. Okay, you see some of the information here, right? What they're talking about. So be sure to review the information. And let's see here. The second example demonstrates that we don't need to know how to script to benefit from the power of invoke-command. In fact, by pinning the dash script block and then an open to close curly braces parameter to the commandlet's syntax, we can execute any command or sequence of commands on the remote computer. This result would be the same as if we were typing the commands in a local PowerShell session on the remote computer itself, so that's good to know. What is the syntax to execute the command get get-service on a remote computer named Royal Fortune. Assume you don't need to provide credentials to establish the connection. For the sake of this question, avoid the use of quotes for your answer. So go ahead and try to figure it out. All right, hopefully you're able to figure this out. But if you take a look at the information from the get help, the examples and such, you can find out this is how you do it. All right, you got an invoke command and then computer name, okay, is going to be the role fortune. That's one we're looking for, right? And we're going to need to do this get to dash service, okay? So script block, and then inside the open and close curly braces, you got get service. That's what we want to run on there. All right, and that should run that particular command on that computer named Royal Fortune. All right, so there you go. Task number 9, conclusion, and let's wrap this thing up. Well done, mateys. You've successfully navigated the treacherous waters of PowerShell, uncovering hidden treasures and elusive services aboard the Black Pearl. With these tools in your belt, you're well equipped to explore even the most guarded corners of any Windows system. Remember, a true pirate never stops seeking treasure, so keep honing your skills, and who knows what pearls you'll discover in the next adventure. Until then, may your commandlets be sharp and your script swift. Fair winds and happy hunting. To continue building up your command line skills, proceed to the Linux command line room up next in the module. So we're going to take a look at that next. I'm ready to go on the next adventure. Awesome. So that completes this particular room here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, if you found this video of value, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Comment below your thoughts and opinions on the information shared in the video. Thank you all for taking time to watch my video, as always, and I will see you later.